In today's video, we're learning why higher prices will allow you to have more freedom, will allow you to increase the volume of clients, will allow you to increase the quality of your current clients, and will allow you to do more of what you love. So let's get started. Before we get started, I'm gonna start with a quick story. So there was this bread maker named John who baked these really delicious breads all over the city, and he will always sell out, but he would work 18 hours per day and he would only sell his breads at 50 cents. Okay, so he would work and work and work and spend a lot of time, but he wasn't able to get by. Like, he still had rent, he still had debt, he still had to take care of his children, and he was in a bad position. So what happened was he contacted the old merchant. The old merchant had a lot of money. And what happened was that the old merchant said to him, well, you're spending 18 hours at 50 cents. What if you doubled your prices and made it actually $1 per bread? Okay. But he was like, no, I'm gonna lose all of my clients. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he said, trust me, I've done this before. He rose it up to $1. And what happened was, for example, he sold to 50 people. Okay, but now half actually bought his bread because it's a really good bread. So people will still buy at $1. Okay, so 25 people also bought that. But if 25 people bought it at $1, it means that if he worked for 18 hours, he still have 25 left, or he would only have to work half of the time. And then he did it again one more time. So he rose it up to $2 per bread, and he lost again half of the amount of clients. So he now had 12 clients at $2 per bread, but he only had to work 4.5 hours. But time goes by and he suddenly starts selling more and more and more. And then he was now selling all the amount of bread that he was doing before, which are $6.50. Now he was selling, like, time passes, and because it's a really good bread, he was selling 50 breads at $2, which is $100 versus the 50 cents. Instead of getting just $25 per day baking 50 breads, he was now making $100 a day making 50 breads. So he could hire another person, he could hire more people, he could have better different recipes, and he became the wealthiest baker in the world. And that's now the Bakery of New York. So what's the lesson behind this story? Because he was working a lot of the time, but he was charging too little, he was doing all the effort, but he was draining his energy, he was draining his family, and he was draining himself. So eventually that would end up in his death, because he was, again, like too honorable to like charge more for his services, even though he was giving it all. And that's what happens to many coaches in the world. They give it all away and they ask for nothing in return, and that's what keeps them in the rat race. That's what keeps them from the freedom that they really want and deserve in their lives, because they're helping a lot of people. Like, all the coaches that I've worked with and all of the people that are part of the spiritual community, sometimes, like, at least 90% have this configuration, and the people who actually succeed and have the life of their dreams and coach of their dreams actually go this route. So I'm gonna teach you how can you actually start raising your prices without actually losing all of your clients, and how to think about value when you're selling with people. Okay? And this is different because we're gonna talk about the concept of value, and we're gonna talk about the concept of price. Right now, we're just gonna focus on the price, because the value, it's when we're trying to sell someone, and the perceived value of what they're getting should be higher to the price that you're giving them. So let's do a short example of when I first started. I edited videos at $1,500 a month, as many videos as possible. It doesn't matter what happens, okay? And now I got some credit, and then I did social media management at $2,000 a month plus video editing. So you get all of the video editing, but you also have the social media package. Then I rose it to $2,500 a month of social media management and video editing. So it's the same service that it was here, but now it's here. And now my current prices are at $3,000, which is the same service here. And now this video editing service with a limited amount is here. So this one became became this, and now this one became this. But when did I raise my prices? I had one client here, then I had 3 clients here, then I had 6 clients here, and now I have 12 to 14 clients here. So the more that I have clients, the more I have to hire people, the more that I need another team or a bigger team to actually support me how I'm doing this in order to sustain the quality that I'm currently giving to my first client. I still have to charge new clients this amount. And there were clients that I'm still charging them this price. However, I brought clients' prices in certain levels, and now any new person that wants to work with me will have to pay this amount. So that's how you start elevating price, because as you see, the biggest thing here is that you actually have credit. You actually have social proof or testimonials that show what you're actually doing. So that's how you show your prices. That's how you will raise your prices eventually. And yes, this is the little by little exponential, because again, I do a monthly recurrent. So it's different for you to pay $1,500 for 3 months, which is $4,500, than paying $3,000 for 3 months, which is $9,000. So that's an exponential growth, but month to month. If you're doing a coaching package, you'll probably rise it from $1,500 to 3 months to $5,000 to 3 months to $10,000 to 3 months, right? And it depends on how much you want to rise your prices and when do you want to rise your prices. But again, it's the difference of how many clients am I currently holding, how many clients am I able to hold, how much time do I want to give to my clients, and when will I actually start rising prices. Okay, now when we're talking about current pricing structures, you can fall into these 3 categories, and I'm making this up, but this is also what I've seen from the coaches that I've worked with. There are certain clients that have regular coaching, 300 to 3,000 coaches. Most coaches in the world charge about this amount. And you will have regular coaching, you will have regular clients who actually want to be served in that way. And it's not high maintenance. You can quickly sell this, so it's easy to sell. It's going to have high churn. Means that after a couple of months, the person that's paying you $500 will either leave you or just stop working with you because they've completed the service, okay? And it's easier to sell, right? The premium one, this is from $3,500 to $10K, and you say like, hey, this is the price for my coaching service. The hardest to sell. This is actually the hardest to sell, because this one will actually be somewhere where you have to make a perceived value of $20,000 to $50,000 in perceived value for this service, okay? And in this perceived value, you really have to make an effort. You will probably have more attention here. So more attention, a high value, more attention, but it's harder to sell. So it's harder for people to suddenly pay $3,500 a month, $3,500 in one go, or $10,000 in one go. The type of clients you're probably talking about, C-suite executives, corporate, people who are really in a painstaking situation and just want a solution fast. This is a solution fast, okay? And this one, the big boys go home. So this is going to be $100,000 to $1 million in perceived value. But the cool thing about the luxury part is that you already have enough margins to create an experience. So this is where you're selling retreats. This is where you're selling really proper things, a container. This is where you're creating like a certification course. This is a teacher training. This is something that will help people have a transformation that it's for the rest of their lives, and it's something that they will never forget. So you really have to be experience focused and excellence in details. Also, the margin for error here is low. Here, the margin for error here actually is high. You can make a lot of mistakes here. Here, more or less the same. Like, people will forgive you for not being on time one, but they are paying a lot of money and they don't want to get bullshitted. Here, there's no room for error as much as possible, because these people have a network that all of the people around them actually have the same amount, and you will actually want them to be really taken care of, okay? And in terms of your investment to get these types of prices and to get these types of levels, you should also invest accordingly. So for a regular thing, this you can do it by yourself, the DIY, okay? This one can be a small team. This luxury experience, you actually, and this is again true, you need like either specialized team or a big team. Why do I say this? There was a coaching that once wanted to sell a $10,000 course or a $10,000 retreat where they could potentially be making in the midst of $300,000 versus $1 million, but they weren't willing to pay $2,000 for a video shoot to make it really, really proper. So that person is trying to have luxury experience, but paying a regular price. So this will allow you to really understand, okay, where am I at comfortable in spending or investing in my own coaching packages in order for me to feel comfortable at charging $15,000. I feel comfortable right now asking people for $8,400 for 3 months because I'm currently paying $15,000 for a mastermind throughout the entire year. It makes sense, and I'm also comfortable because I'm spending around $10,000 in teams every single month. So it's more natural for me right now and in my body to actually ask for what I'm worth because I'm investing in myself as much as possible. So it's these are the logical numbers, but the emotional scenario and the emotional feeling that you want to feel in order for you to charge more, it's directly related to how much you're willing to invest in yourself. So that's it for today. If you are a premium coach or a luxury coach that wants to grow their business or wants to have an incredible experience in the social media realm, you can apply in the button below, and make sure that you subscribe for other future videos. Make sure that you've seen the other Send Mastery talks. There's a lot of valuable information and I hope you like it. See you in the next video.